On the village of Millbrook lived a young man named Ryan who was known throughout the community as incredibly lazy. While other farmers' sons worked tirelessly in the fields, Ryan had devised an elaborate system of wooden poles and ropes that allowed him to scare away birds from the rice crops without moving from his comfortable spot in the shade. "That boy will never amount to anything," the villagers whispered, always looking for shortcuts, never putting in honest work. Ryan's father, Thomas, worried constantly about his son's future, but fate was about to test this unlikely hero. When a devastating summer drought struck, Thomas collapsed from exhaustion in the withering fields. For the first time, Ryan faced real responsibility. Despite his desperate efforts to save their crops, carrying endless buckets of water from the distant well, most of their harvest died. That night, sitting under the stars with his father bedridden and their savings nearly gone, Ryan felt utterly defeated. "I've wasted my entire life taking shortcuts," he whispered to himself. "Now, when it truly matters, I have nothing to offer." Just then, a royal messenger arrived with life-changing news. King Edmund was hosting a competition at the palace. The winner would receive a treasure chest filled with enough gold to buy 10 farms. Without hesitation, Ryan declared his intention to compete. The villagers erupted in laughter. "Ryan, compete against knights and warriors. He can barely lift a hay bale." But his parents saw something new in Ryan's eyes, a spark of determination they'd never witnessed before. After 3 grueling days of travel, Ryan arrived at the magnificent palace where hundreds of muscular competitors had gathered. The first challenge was announced: cross the vast Lake Mistral, with only the first 3 finishers advancing to the final round. As powerful swimmers dove into the water, Ryan stood frozen. He was decent at swimming, but nothing compared to these champions. Then, inspiration struck. The same creative thinking that had led to his bird-scaring system. "This isn't just a swimming race," he realized. "It's a race to cross the lake." While others were already far ahead, Ryan sprinted into the forest and quickly constructed a small raft from fallen branches. As spectators laughed at his makeshift boat, Ryan began paddling steadily across the lake. One by one, he overtook the exhausted swimmers, finishing third to everyone's amazement. The final challenge was brutal: move a massive wooden block 1 kilometer to the finish line. Tools were available: ropes, levers, wheels, hammers. The first competitor grabbed a rope and began hauling with brute force. The second chose a wooden beam as a lever. Ryan studied the tools carefully, then picked up a small, sharp knife. The crowd erupted in confusion. How will a tiny blade move that enormous block? While his competitors strained with their heavy burdens, Ryan began carving. Hours passed as he methodically transformed the rectangular block into a perfect wooden sphere. When he finally stepped back and began rolling his creation down the path, the crowd fell silent in awe. The sphere moved with incredible speed and efficiency. Ryan guided it past his struggling competitors, crossing the finish line as the crowd erupted in thunderous applause. King Edmund himself descended to congratulate him. "Young Ryan, you have shown us that true intelligence lies not in following the conventional path, but in seeing possibilities where others see only obstacles." Ryan returned home, not just as a champion, but as a transformed man. The gold saved his family's farm, but more importantly, he had discovered his true potential. The village that once mocked him now looked upon him with respect and wonder. Years later, Ryan's story became legend, a powerful reminder that what others might dismiss as laziness could actually be innovation waiting for the right motivation to bloom. When we find our true purpose, we discover reserves of strength and creativity we never knew we possessed. Ryan's greatest victory wasn't the gold or recognition. It was learning that being different isn't a weakness to hide, but a strength to embrace. Sometimes, the most unconventional approach leads to the most remarkable results. If this story inspired you to think differently about your own potential, hit that like button and subscribe for more motivational tales that challenge the way we see ourselves and the world around us.